What up, y'all? Beastmaster here. So, the other day, I caught Star Wars in 3D, Episode 1, and it really got me thinking. You know, I was born in '78, and it's not too long after the original movie came out. Over the holidays just last year, my folks threw up an old VHS footage converted into DVD and saw myself as a 7 or 8 year old rocking a Return of the Jedi t-shirt. When I was a kid, I didn't know many other kids who didn't have Star Wars themed birthday parties. You know, my parents' house was next to a farm, and I was always jealous of kids who lived in neighborhoods that had sidewalks. But I was raised in the North Shore, and my family came from Minnesota and Brooklyn, so I really got to experience a little bit of both worlds coming up. In my hometown, we used to play Manhunt. We had G.I. Joes, Transformers, Ninja Turtles. We were trading Micro Machines, Army Ants, but everybody grows up and nobody's the same, you know? Toys slowly give way to comic books and newspaper comic strips in particular, like Garfield, Peanuts, Mother Goose and Grimm, Calvin and Hobbes, The Far Side, and all my personal interests made me who I am today. And now, as an adult, I notice that there are two types of people in this world. People who love the Star Wars prequels, and people who hate the Star Wars prequels. You know, but a lot of people my age, give or take a couple of years, you know, Star Wars has been a huge part of their lives, for their entire lives. I remember being in junior high and reading about George Lucas writing the prequels for Star Wars, and there was a buzz that generated, built up over the years, and only fanatics and movie buffs knew about it at first. I used to read the political comics in Newsweek every week, and I remember once I caught an article about this contest for the design team of Episode 1, and some pipsqueak who was my age actually won the contest, you know, had his picture with a red sports car even before he had a license, all because of his architectural sketches that landed him a dream job working for Lucasfilm and the Skywalker Ranch. You know, I think the point that Violent J is trying to make is that when people grow up, they grow cold and they lose a part of themselves. It's like in that Jump Steady song, Mad, Mad World. You know, too many people out there let life fuck them up. You know, life changes. When you get older, we change. For whatever reason it is, Star Wars fans who hate the prequels because Anakin is too whiny, Jar Jar Binks is annoying, Obi-Wan Kenobi is hardly given anything to do, blah blah blah. You know, there's a YouTube video, I'll put a link in the description for this 7-part video where the narrator breaks down the entire movie of Episode 1 in a really funny way, and he's got these chicks tied up in the basement. You just need to see it. You know, when I was a kid, I followed the progress of Episode 1 in Star Wars when they leaked the behind-the-scenes green screen shots and the fan sneak peeks of character development. They actually posted these vlogs online, and now you can find them on the special features and the bonus discs of the DVDs. You know, when the official teasers for Episode 1 hit the theaters and the internet, it was soon followed by full-length theatrical trailers, and people would go to the movies just to see these trailers, and then the movie would be a bonus. You know, Lucas has his marketing on lock. He's the guy that's famous for being an independent filmmaker who got all the rights to his merchandising. And love it or hate it, he pioneered the technology that most of us probably take for granted. You know, Episode 1 comes out, and the Star Wars universe is never the same again. There's a shitstorm of criticism, just like every other movie that comes out. Picked apart to death. Continuity errors, holes in the plot, dialogue, acting, and now CGI characters nitpicked. You know, opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one, and everybody thinks that everybody else stinks. If you have it in your head that something sucks, there's usually nothing anybody can do or say to convince you otherwise. Episode 1 sucks. It's all about the OG trilogy. Yeah, I get it. Nothing can beat the original. Now, it's everything a ninja can do not to let that kind of negativity get to you. In that movie, Fanboys, you know, those guys have a long-running argument about Luke and Leia, and they're serious. They get heated about it. The movie's incredible. It really hits close to home. Reminds me of that movie Detroit Rock City, where the Kiss fans are on a mission to see a concert. You know, those kids, they remind me of me in my crazy life, following ICP's career. You know, kicking it with random characters and seeing different storylines interacting. You know, the new Star Wars movie sucks. The original trilogy is the only ones that I'll recognize. Our new ICP is nothing compared to the old ICP. Everything after the Wraith sucks. You see the similarities here? And Star Wars, just like ICP, it's popular as hell nowadays. I guess I just respect George Lucas and his right to creative freedom to tell the story he wants to tell. As much as I love that 7-part video that just tears the movie to shreds and, you know, makes fun of everybody and everything, it's brutal. I love it, but I still love the work. The Star Wars universe, the visual effects, the backstory, you know, Darth Vader. You know, whether you like it or not, that's the story that everybody wanted to know. And after it's all said and done, when the story's complete, now we know. And then there's those people who refuse to accept it. You know, those jaded fans. The Juggalo Nation has the same rift going through it ever since the 6 Jokers card. Like Violent J said, the Juggalo world was put through a spaghetti strainer, you know, with the Wraith. And all the sand fell through and left nothing but diamonds behind. You're either with us or forget us. Remember that? Well, it doesn't always work out like that. You know, plenty of ninjas did drop the hatchet, but a lot of them actually just stayed around and kept going to shows. And you know, today we got a lot of different types of juggalos. You know, I just feel extremely lucky to be alive during this point in time and to enjoy this entertainment. You know, if you're down, be proud. Quit your bitching. You know, if you know what's so dope, why don't you go make it yourself? And quit fucking judging every fucking buddy else. I can't wait for the Mighty Death Pop. ICP is really good at what they do. You know? They keep challenging themselves. By now, I know better than to think I know what to expect from them. You know? I don't want to hear about how ICP isn't angry anymore. I think people need to open up their minds. You know, haters are paying closer attention than most fans. And when the new shit drops, you are all going to check it out. One thing everybody has in common, whether you're into Star Wars or the Dark Carnival, is we all have haters. Trolls, jaded juggalos, unhappy people that just want to let everybody know what makes them unhappy. You know, the prequels didn't live up to your expectations. You know, you didn't sign up for the family era, or Jar Jar ruined everything for you. You'll never accept the second deck of the Joker's cards. Well, let me tell you something. Star Wars Episode 1 in 3D was awesome, and it really got me thinking to how it must be for a kid to be growing up and watching these movies for the first time, and that wasn't hard to do. I'm a kid at heart. But here's my prediction. ICP is going to blow up even more, going to break some records, infiltrate the mainstream in ways that's going to piss everybody off. You know, just like Dylan going electric in the 60s. You know, we're going to keep losing stragglers, and we're going to keep picking up lost ninjas. You know, we're not going to get along, but it's going to be entertaining. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. If you like my vlog, then do me a solid and share it on your favorite social networking site, Facebook, Twitter, what have you, and help me spread the word. I'm Beastmaster. May the Force be with you. Peace. Fear leads to anger. Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.